Both of your parents were teachers in a small town in Indiana. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I heard you mentioned once, actually, with an interview with Mike Tirico, that proper language was always enforced in your household as a child. And on top of that, one of your fifth grade school teachers once told you that any word you can use 5 times will belong to you for life. So with all of that said, and you clearly building a vocabulary from a young age, I think I speak on behalf of many people by saying how impressed we all are with your ability to continuously command an audience in a visual medium through your elaborate, vocabulary, when really there are so many repetitive actions in a game of hockey. Is that something that you were conscious of when calling games?
I had one other person along the way that advised me to do that. You're right. It sure helps if you have that kind of atmosphere in your house. And the fact that every once in a while I use a yeah instead of a yes, that shows that I backslid a lot since my parents passed away. But Lyle Stieg, who actually did a year of the Washington Capitals, was the announcer in the IHL in Dayton when I was in graduate school, still hoping to crack into this business. And that's exactly what he said. What you said is, if you can come up with a different way of describing the repetitive actions of a game, you'll avoid from having to drive people nuts. If you say dumped in from center ice every time it's dumped in from center ice, you will drive people crazy. So try to come up with a different thing. And the greatest influence for me in my many years of broadcasting in doing that was a guy just down the street from you guys, Danny Gallivan, because he had a very wide vocabulary. He had a sense of humor in the way of using it. Here's an example. When I was in the American League, there was a defenseman on our team in Portland, Maine, named Terry Murray, who later went on to coach in the NHL. He's still living back in Maine. He decided he liked it there, so he's living there now. And maybe he'll coach again. I don't know. But we would play for the Mariners, and we'd come into Nova Scotia to play the Voyageurs, Montreal's farm team, but only on Friday and Sunday, because they wouldn't get a crowd on Saturday to come and watch us play because of Hockey Night in Canada. Terry and I were big Danny Gallivan fans, and we would always hope that the game we would get on Saturday would be Montreal and that Danny would be calling it, because we appreciated his language. And one night, it was a game between Montreal and Minnesota, and we heard, "Now then, Robinson through center to Napier, who will marry Pat Hughes' sister in June." And on that matrimonial note, Canadians arrive at the North Stars line. Now, who says that? Only Danny. But it was said very intelligently and with humor, and I always admired that about him.